One major thing I noticed when I was in Dubai is that most Nigerians don't want to deal with Nigerians in Dubai.
In
Like,
Dubai.
yes,
Wow. You would
don't want
rather
to
deal
deal
with a foreigner.
exactly.
Oh my
So
God.
they feel like you're about to scam, and you know that then scamming was like on a very high side.
Yeah. So you were basically a Lagos big girl in Dubai.
I was there spending I was spending money. I can't count how many times I went to just go and shop.
Wow.
Like I was still on vacation.
You were living on honeymoon phase.
Honeymoon. I can't count the number of cold calls I made.
What
Only
was your
thing is that
conversion rate like? Were you converting? This is a safe space.
yes, so I started as a customer relation officer
Okay.
as an intern. So it's
Mhm.
more like customer service.
Mhm.
And after doing that I closed my first deal in second month of working. I
Oh
sold two
wow.
land in Abuja.
2 months, you closed your first deal.
Yes, in two
Oh
months
my
I
God,
closed
that's
my first
impressive.
two plots
I
of
probably
land in
closed my
Abuja.
first deal after like probably 2 years of doing real estate. If I closed my first deal, yeah. So you're a fast learner. Do you think you being a lady had anything to do with it?
Actually,
Okay,
no.
I think we'll talk about it later.
Yes.
Do
So yeah,
women
that is
have
like
an unfair advantage in real?
no.
And in Pinnock Estate, you can have this house. Let me show you what it looks like.
Hello, everyone. Today I have a very special guest. She's had about 4 or 5 years in the real estate industry. She has at some point went to Dubai and she's worked for one of the biggest brokerages in Lagos that has done about $300 million in real estate transactions. And after her journey with different brokerages, different development companies, she has finally decided to start her own thing. So we're talking to her today. Her name is Mercy. We're talking about her journey, talking about what she has off her sleeves. Hello, Mercy.
Hi.
So introduce yourself, Mercy.
Okay. My name is Mercy Osiovwe Igbenegu.
Wow. You're from Edo. I already can.
Yes, I'm from Edo State, Esako West.
Okay. So she's going to be telling us and giving us more insight on the Lagos real estate market and some exciting things that she's working on. So, Mercy, give us a
Yeah.
bit of background on your real estate experience and why you came into the industry and what your experience has been so far.
Okay. My experience so far in real estate, or let me start with why I joined real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I actually joined real estate because I was trying to upskill my business in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I was into hair care production. So I owned a hair care line for a year and it was really going well.
Mm-hmm.
And I started attracting investors. But I sat down and thought about it. I'm like, I can't take someone's money if I've not worked for someone before.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
started to like work in a proper company because as at that time I've never worked in I did not have any work experience. I've never worked with anyone before. I was feeding off my father.
Were
So
you fresh off school then?
yes, I was fresh off school,
What school did you go to?
Babcock University.
Rich kids. Rich kids. We went to Uniben.
Even is not a bad
But
school. It was a choice. I wanted
oh
to go
yeah,
to
but
Unilag.
that's a private school. We went to public. We went to public school. Okay, go ahead.
So I decided to like work in a company and I didn't know what industry to like gain experience from. And I decided to go into real estate because I had interest in real estate. And as at that time I already read Rich Dad Poor Dad, which like got me more interested in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, I've been designing like exteriors of houses since I was like way younger. I just enjoyed it, exteriors and interiors, but it was majorly freestyle. So I was like, oh, really? I think real estate is better. So I started working in a company. So I didn't start CW. I started with another develop. I started with a development company. And I don't know if it's okay for me to mention the name.
Why? Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
So I started with GTEX Homes.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
Stephen Akintayo.
exactly. I started with them
okay.
because they are very, when it comes to training, they are very good. I just wanted to gain some experience. I wanted to train. I wanted to learn a whole lot about the structure of a business. So I was like, okay, why not real estate? And I got into it. It became more interesting. Mind you, while I started working there, I was an intern, and you know that internship pay is not high.
They
And
were
it
even
was a
paying you.
very big struggle between my dad and I, if I should keep working or I should not. He kept sending people to me, but I already fell in love with real estate. My dad wanted me to delve into oil and gas, but I already fell in love with real estate. So my journey in real estate started. And it was a very great experience working with GTEX. I learned a whole lot. Everything I know about real estate today is GTEX and in Akintayo. When it comes to training, I give it to them. They're the best. The best foundation is GTEX app. You learn how to close. You learn how to sell. You build up your confidence. You meet people and you go to places that is going to open up your mind and everything. So it was the best experience. And after spending 2 years, I decided to move into agency. So apart from that, I actually worked with GTEX. I worked in Dubai for 6 months.
Okay.
So
just to take you back now.
Yes, please.
As an intern, what was your role in GTEX at the time?
Yes, so I started as a customer relation officer.
Okay.
As an intern. So it's more like customer service. And after doing that I closed my first deal in the second month of working. I sold 2 land in Abuja.
I hope you were paid commission.
I hope they did.
Okay.
Definitely.
We don't play about that part. I mean,
don't play.
That was good. So in 2 months, you closed your first deal.
Yes, in 2 months.
Oh my God, that's impressive. I probably closed my first deal after like probably 2 years of doing real estate. If I closed my first deal, yeah. So you're a fast learner. Do you think you being a lady had anything to do with it?
Actually, no.
I think we'll talk about it later.
Yes.
Do women have an unfair advantage in real estate?
No. People keep thinking that, but no, actually.
Okay,
because
we'll get there.
Okay, so when we get there.
After you finish the customer relationship officer for 2 years, right? Or a couple months?
So after closing my deal, I worked in the customer service unit for I can't remember the exact period of time, but I got a quick promotion to assist the head of a subsidiary under GTEX Global. So under the mother company, I was moved to another company, which was more investment, because I just had a thing with numbers. I actually like numbers, especially when it has to do with money numbers.
Money. Big money.
Yeah. So I noted something. There was an error in the investment plan, and I spotted it. And then my boss was like, okay, I think you have an eye for numbers and all of that. So I was asked to assist the head of the investment part of the company, and I did that for a while. And then I became the personal assistant to the GMD CEO.
Is that Stephen Akintayo himself?
Yes.
Oh wow.
So I became his PA for a year and or so. Wow. I was not counting because I was involved in a whole lot of things while working on GTEX, and that's why I say that they give the best foundation, because you're hands on. It's like
Mm.
hands on training. You're doing a whole lot of things. It's very
Mm.
taxing. You are challenged to step into different shoes. And if you're not somebody that has that spirit to learn, because I entered with a pure spirit to learn, I
Mm.
wanted to. So I was very eager to take up any challenge and tackle it.
Mm.
That I think that combination, like,
Mm.
gave me a very good head start.
It's
And yeah, so
Mhm.
after that, my 11th month of working there, I moved over to Dubai, and I started working in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the Dubai experience, let me just say something. I have a friend that's a developer. He's been on this show countless times, Property Day. How he also started his company is that he did several years being a PA of a surveyor in Ibejuleki. And to also hear your story, that's how you started. So let me
Yeah.
give an advice and permit me to be a motivational speaker for a bit. For
Yeah.
those
Okay.
that are
Yeah.
looking to go into any industry,
Mhm.
like the way you start is by learning,
Yeah.
offering value to people that are already there. And even if
Mhm.
you have to start from the bottom, I've
Yeah.
seen this will be the second story that I'm hearing, that they started from being a PA, learned the ropes of a business, and they quickly rose. So it's exciting. Let's talk about your Dubai experience. How was it in Dubai?
Dubai it was amazing, actually. I realized that real estate could be more organized.
After okay.
That's a direct shade to Nigeria. uh, Real
Okay.
estate more organized. The same price you see at the developer's page, the same price you see on every other person's page. Everything's
Mm.
regulated, and it's seamless. And they go all out in everything they do. They go all out. They are, let's say, the kings of perfection.
Mm.
They want to get everything done perfectly. Their
Mm.
models, like their building models, are like
Yeah, very
out,
solid.
very very solid. If you're
Mm.
not careful, you will think it's the actual building, except the
Mm.
person goes back and like take the video, and you're seeing that, oh, it's on a table. But if
You
you're
see it
close
on
up,
skill, yeah.
yeah,
If you
if
don't
you're
have an idea of the skill,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But if
Mm.
you're close up, you think it's the real deal. So
Mm.
they are that good, and they
Mm.
always give food, even though
Ni- Ni- Nigerians are food.
they can't do anything without food. In Nigeria, agents can gather and there's no food. But in Dubai, just going to, like, let's say, going to Shoba, going to their
Mm.
office
Mm.
at Shoba, just to show a client a property, you will get
Yeah.
cookies, coffee for free.
Oh, definitely. I,
Like,
I
I can
I
take
think
as
they
much as
want you to
you want.
have the best touch point every time you interact with the brand. They want you to have
Exactly.
such a positive experience
Yeah.
that whatever
Like
you're
it's
saying to anybody is
mhm.
positive about the
Yes,
brand.
it
Yeah.
sticks. Like, it
Mm.
sticks. If,
Mm.
to me, I was amazed at the fact that every time I
Mm.
go to their office, I'm eating free lunch.
Oh.
Everywhere.
Mm.
Ti- um, Tiger, Shoba, Danube, like, food is
Mm.
involved, and that was
Mm.
that was like that was one of my best parts. But
Let's let,
apart
let's
from
go to the business part of it now.
yes,
So, what
apart from
part
that,
of yeah, what was GTEX? Were they developers there? What were they doing in
no,
Dubai?
no, we were into agency.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're selling other companies products.
Mm-hmm.
So we go live at different properties,
Mm-hmm.
and push different properties to Nigerians who would like to invest in Dubai, which was
Mm.
a very great opportunity. Like, Dubai has a lot of potential that people
Mm.
who do not actually realize. It's
Dubai.
like top 10 most visited countries in the world.
Mm.
And that is
But
something that people take advantage of.
being the numbers person,
Mm-hmm.
so obviously you probably don't know the actual revenue, but do you think that the company was doing better in the Dubai arm than like what they were doing in the numbers they were doing in Nigeria?
Mm, um, that's a very tricky question because what you do in Dubai is it's kind of it's now that Dubai currency is hard currency, but it
Mm-hmm.
is still a foreign currency, so
Mm-hmm.
the exchange rate is a factor,
Okay.
and so one sale in the Dubai company
Mm.
is when you compare it to like how many properties they have to sell in Nigeria to get that profit, because
Mm.
agency is purely profit.
True.
Development, even though you're selling a property for
Oh.
50 million, the cost of
Mm.
production is in that 50 million. That's not pure profit.
Mm.
But
Okay.
in agency, the what you're getting, a fraction of it, let's just say 20% is what you spent on
Mm.
getting that out there, advertisement and all of
Mm.
that money. But in development, the greater half of it, like 70% of it, is like goes into the production.
The production.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I will not say the Dubai was doing better than Nigerian, because the Nigerian company is like the storehouse. It's like the
Mm. The
powerhouse.
major,
Is
yeah,
the
the
main,
major stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So I can't really say. They both have their advantages and their disadvantages.
Advantages. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How
But
long? You say you spent 6 months in Dubai, right?
yeah, it was a
So,
great experience. I built a lot of network that is still beneficial to me till date, and I'm still benefiting from it till date, even though I no longer work with them.
so now, what happened that you left Dubai? Did you leave? Did your leaving Dubai coincide with you leaving the company?
Not exactly. So remember, I joined for a reason.
Yeah.
I had a reason. I was not going to be there forever. So while I was in Dubai, it's not every challenge, every opportunity comes with its own challenges.
Of course.
And at some point, I started spending naira as against dirhams,
Oh.
and that was not good for me, because I started eating deep into my savings. I had a strong savings before before I went to.
But so the company wasn't paying you in dirhams. Were they paying you
They
in
were, they
Okay.
were, but when you're used to a particular lifestyle, so that's another thing, and that's one thing I've learned in life. When you've already raised your standard,
Ah, got it. So you were basically a Lagos big girl in Dubai.
I was there spending I was spending money. I can't count how many times I went to just just go and shop.
Mm, wow.
Like I was still on vacation.
You were living on honeymoon phase.
honeymoon, honeymoon,
Wow.
legit. But at some point, I wanted to come back to Nigeria. I
Mm,
actually asked to come back to Nigeria because I was like, there's no place like home. In all of
mm,
There's no place like home. But their food is cheap. Food is very cheap in Dubai.
mm.
Like,
Yeah.
cheap.
But would you say you were closing deals like you were closing in Nigeria and Dubai?
No,
Mm,
no. Because now I was focused on Dubai properties, no longer Nigerian properties. I still closed deals I still closed um, Nigerian properties while in Dubai, but that was not my focus.
okay.
So now,
So were you actually
because
closing properties in Dubai?
yes,
Okay.
that as well, and but now it was more challenging because
Mm,
we were new. We were
mm.
somewhat not new, but we're somewhat new, and I was also new in that terrain, so I had to understand the market
So both
and be able.
you and the company were new to Dubai, the Dubai real estate market.
The company was not new, but we were still gaining ground.
Ah, okay.
We're still gaining ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like a total novice. even though it was easy to learn. It was easy to like there was already a procedure for us to follow. So it was
The
easy to like,
onboarding
yes. So it was
was
easy to pick up and run. But I had to go entering a new market. You have to now get people, like you have to like build a whole different clientele entirely. So that was really taxing. I can't count the number of cold calls I made.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I made lots of cold calls, like a lot of them, a lot of cold calls. And the funny
What was your
thing is that
conversion rate like?
the convert for the cold calls.
Yeah. Were you converting? This is a safe space.
And do you know the sad part? The sad part is some people gave me hope. Some people actually, like, yeah, some people gave me hope. I can't remember how many times I had to. So while I was in Dubai, I was the assistant global head of sales.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Fancy.
so I had like a whole team I was training, a whole team that I had to sit down, think, and then present a strategy to my boss, and then present it to the people I have to train. So I can't remember how many times I came up with different strategies, but there was somebody that joined my team, and this person changed the whole track. He had 9 years experience in Dubai, like being an agent in Dubai.
Was that Nigerian?
In Dubai.
Was that
Oh, not
Nigerian?
Nigerian. He's from Iran.
Okay.
But he grew up in UK. So he was an Iranian who had a British accent. The mixture was crazy.
I think people from Iran are Kurdish, yeah?
Sorry?
Okay, go ahead. I said I think people from Iran,
Yes.
they are Kurdish.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So he actually changed the game for me. I learned. It was not me teaching him when he joined the team. It was not me teaching him. Immediately he joined, I wanted to learn from him because he had the experience that I did not have. He had what I was looking for. And one day I asked him why. I feel like God sent him to me. So I was like, God, help me. So I was like, why did you join us? Because you have what it takes to work in like the biggest agency companies or development companies. And it was like they did not have what he was looking for. So it's like, God brought it here for me, specifically for me. And I learned a whole lot from him, like a whole lot. I was able to like get a whole new strategy, and it was working. He built my confidence to a whole different level, and I'm just grateful that I met him because the game changed. The game changed for me. But before he joined, I already requested to come back to Nigeria, and things were now kind of funny. It was now at some point we were not closing. I know what it means for us to be running an international company. Yeah, the cost and everything. So we had to go back to Nigeria because it was not just me. We had to come back to Nigeria, and I was glad. I was more than happy.
So you had to close down the business?
No, the business is not closed. Just few people came back to Nigeria. The business
and you were part of them?
Yes, I was part of them. So I had to come back to Nigeria. And coming back to Nigeria, when I came back, I did not plan on leaving actually. Before coming back, I just wanted to come back and continue working. But when I came back, I just realized that, I have gone far, like very far. Like I have gone far. And I just wanted, I was like, it's time to move on to something else. It's time to try out like other opportunities. And that, in the midst of all of that, that was when I found CW. So I found CW through a high
Before
school.
we go to CW, yeah. So then, obviously, you talked about the challenges in Dubai, in the Dubai market.
Yeah.
There is also another top agent, Ramos of Lagos, one of the
Yeah.
pioneers in Lagos, and he seems to be doing pretty well in Dubai right now. So if we look at
Yeah.
the black box, the black box is where he records everything that's in a plane, and then when the plane crashes, they go to
Yeah.
black box recording.
Yeah.
What do you think what do you think are the most important things for like an agency or a Nigerian developer or a Nigerian consultant that wants to go to Dubai? What do you think would be the things from people's experience, your 6 months experience, however short? Obviously, with this type of thing, you need more than actually 6 months of constant investment. But what do you think are the things that you say, okay, this is what you need to do, or this is what you need to avoid if you want to really succeed in the Dubai market?
Okay, so to succeed in Dubai markets, everything's already set for you. Everything is laid down for you. You just need to plug and play. But where you will actually have the major issue with selling properties in Dubai is getting clients who are interested in investing in Dubai. Yeah. So another thing, I'm not sure if I should say this, but
again, safe space.
One major thing I noticed when I was in Dubai is that most Nigerians don't want to deal with Nigerians in Dubai.
In Dubai.
Yes, don't want to deal with.
You'd rather deal with a foreigner.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
So they feel like you're about to scam, and you know that then scamming was like on a very high side.
Yep.
I think it's still on a high side, but they hardly trust people. They hardly trust
Nigerians,
people like that.
We're a low trust society.
Very, very low.
And it's even compounded when you're abroad because people are just looking at you like a suspect. Okay.
Exactly. And you're telling them, oh, come and buy property in Dubai. And they're looking at you like, do we look like babies? Why? What are you saying?
Good.
Exactly. And the funny thing is that some of our clients were not Nigerians. Some of them were not Nigerians.
That means foreigners trusted you guys more than actual Nigerians.
Yeah. But we also had Nigerians who trusted us based on who our boss was or who our boss. The name. He already has that. He already has that name for himself. He has social what do you call it?
Capital.
Social capital. Thank you very much. He has social capital. So that helped. But there are still some people that you're talking to them and they just feel like you're about to scam them. That was a major issue. So I think my first advice is build social capital. You cannot just as an agent just get up and enter Dubai and say you want to just be an agent, because you can be an independent agent in Dubai as far as you have your RERA license. So you have to get another thing is, as an agent in Dubai, if you don't have a license, you can't be an agent. You have to write an exam, get a license, pass your exam. That part is important because you can actually write that exam for years.
I'll fail it.
You can write it and keep failing it. So you have to write the exam, pass it, and then get your license to be an agent, because that's what you present to the company that you're selling for. Like if you want to sell for a big company, you need to
present your RERA. Did you write the exam?
Oh, I did not need to, because the company I was working for had theirs.
The company that
you have to present that to register as an agent. Yeah, and you have to be a registered agent, because after I left Dubai, currently I registered as an international agent for me to.
But you don't have to write the exam for that.
Oh, I didn't need to write the exam because I am an international agent.
So the next question I want to ask you about Dubai before we talk about your Nigerian experience, which is kind of the meat of everything. The process of being licensed, that's the RERA license.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be beneficial for Nigerian agents if there was a body that licensed people before they could become agents? Or do you think it also is going to um, set another be a blocker, basically, make it harder for people to get into the industry? And for Nigeria being a poor country, to be honest, like real estate agency is what a lot of people just find it easy to get into, to improve their lives, improve the lives of their family. What's your take, your hot take?
My very hot take. Yeah, you said real estate is what a lot of people use to improve their lives, but how many people are closing? Everybody's in real estate, but how many of them close? So what I realized when I was done working with a development company, I had to like enter the streets. So I started working with agents, like agent to agent, and I realized that your foundation matters. If you have a very good foundation, even in life, if you check people that are very solid, the way they speak, how they think, it all goes back to their foundation. Same thing with your career. If you have a very solid foundation, you're going to be an exceptional agent. You're going to do differently. You understand time management. You understand how to speak to clients. You will do things better. So there are lots of agents in Lagos, especially. The agency, like everybody's an agent, even the security to a house that is on sale. It's also an agent.
Yep.
So I honestly feel that if there was a process, like an actual working process, not the one that anybody can write exam for somebody. If there was a very strict process for people to get their license to become an agent, I feel it will do us a whole lot of good. That is the first step in making the real estate market more organized. Not because that our major issue right now in the agency field is that the market is saturated, and it's not just saturated with people that know what they are doing. It's saturated with people that are just freestyling, just doing whatever they feel like doing. They don't have any background training, don't have proper training on how to be an agent. And the people who have training have to always prove themselves whenever they encounter clients that have gone through a whole lot in the hand. In quotes, they call them street agents. They just do as they wish. So if that license was put in place,
so you're in favor of there has to be a process of people need to pass. You don't just wake up one day, because to your point, there's some clients you talk to, you can already hear the condescension in their tone when they are talking about agents, and is because of maybe things they've heard or experiences they've actually had before, and if they can qualify. I mean, to me, I think at the end of the day that the market is going to prove your substance, your worth. If you're a work agent, if you don't know how to get your leads, if you don't know how to close, you will die off. So I'm not very worried, because at the end of the day, real estate is a trust thing. There are some people that would see an agent advertise the property, but their own agent that they are used to and that they trust. It's okay, what do you think about this property? At the end of the day, you need to show people, your knowledge. You need to show people why they should trust you, and you need to do that work. If you don't do that work, whether it's licensed or unlicensed, you will die off in a matter of years. And I do know people that we started the industry together, and now they're in corporate. It's not like that they are whack, but it's just like it was not just for them. So I think the industry proves you who you are. Like you said, if you're not closing, and I think I said earlier, it took me some couple years before I closed my first. I had uploaded over 300 videos on YouTube before I actually closed my first deal. I was not monetized. So if you go through all of that process, if it's not for you, that's enough time for you to quit. You just pack up your bags and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I
think the
think
industry will just prove you. The industry is enough. Like, and even if
yeah,
you're closing 1 million naira deals, like it can't sustain you. Like in the long haul, it can't sustain you. You can't sustain your family. So I think as much as that will be good, I just think that the industry proves you and gives you that certificate, that license to say, okay, are you gonna continue with it or are you gonna drop off? So now let's go to the middle of it. While we are here, most people are here. CW. How did you get into CW?